how do these lawsuits typically move through the courts?
So first, on your point on procedural issues, each state ought to have standing. There's case law about how only one plaintiff needs to have standing, but generally speaking, we all try to lay that out. And sometimes you'll see pushback from the federal government as to whether we have standing in those cases. So that's an issue that can arise. Of course, with this many states, there are a lot of places that we can file, and so that's a decision we make case by case as well. And then in terms of how the procedure goes forward in court, there often is a motion for a temporary injunction. A lot of these cases involve the federal government trying to take action very quickly, and we want to stop that action from happening. So, for example, if there's going to be a stop in funding that might impact existing programs, we may seek a TRO to stop that funding cut from going into effect. In almost all of the cases, maybe ultimately will be all of them, there's a motion for a preliminary injunction to try to block during the pendency of the case for the policy change from going into effect. There have been appeals of many of those preliminary injunctions, at least a few of them. I think there will be more as those cases move forward. And then ultimately, these are generally speaking cases where there's going to be a decision based on the arguments made. Factual development could be relevant in some of these cases, but in a lot of them, the facts are not that contested. And so these are really pure questions of law. And so I think you're going to see a lot of decisions either on motions to dismiss or summary judgment that are then appealed. But primarily right now, because a lot of these things are happening quickly, it's been in these preliminary filings and preliminary orders that a lot of the action has been happening, and where there have been appeals, what the basis for the appeal has been.